I dug deeper into the diary, turning past the pages filled with warnings and confessions, until my fingers brushed against something stiff tucked into the back cover. My pulse quickened as I pulled out a small envelope, sealed but brittle with age. Inside were folded papers, yellowed and fragile, but still intact. I spread them across the desk, my breath catching as I realized they weren't just scraps of memory, they were official documents. Property deeds, identification cards, and receipts, all bearing a name I didn't recognize at first. But then it hit me. It was my mother's handwriting, her face in the photographs, only under a completely different name. The property deed was the first thing that caught my eye. It listed a small house in another city, one I had never heard her mention. The date on the document placed it years before I was born, during the time she had supposedly been living quietly, building the life I thought I knew. My chest tightened as I realized she had owned an entire home, a place she had never spoken of, a place that might still exist. Why had she abandoned it? Why had she hidden it from me? The identification cards were even more unsettling. They bore her face, unmistakably her, but the name printed beneath was not the one I had grown up with. It was the name she'd written about in the diary, the one she had lived under before she became my mother. Seeing it in print, stamped and official, made it real in a way her words alone hadn't. She hadn't just changed her name in secret, she had built an entire identity around it. The receipts were small but telling. They showed purchases from shops in that same city, dated across several years. Groceries, clothing, even furniture. She hadn't just passed through, she had lived there day after day, building a life that seemed stable, ordinary, and complete. And then, without explanation, she had walked away from it all. I sat back, staring at the spread of documents, my mind spinning. My mother hadn't just been running,